OMG, we're doing it. Well, what an intro, must I say. Basically, hello, bonjour, auf Wiedersehen, guten Tag, wherever you are in the world, we're doing it. This is it. We are doing a podcast. I cannot believe it. Oh my God. Well, basically, it's 7:59 a.m. It's Thursday, the something of April, and it is cracking flags. It is official. It is actually cracking flags. The flags are cracking. Don't know what that means. Spike will know exactly what that means because I picked it up from him, who I think picked it up from Jimmy Morris. But anyway, who knows? Basically, you're gonna have to bear with me on this one because it's a little bit haphazard. As you've probably guessed already, it's my first podcast. Captain Obvious. There'll be a lot of Captain Obvious moments, and it's just gonna be getting used to doing the whole process, really. So we'll just have to see how this pans out. But I just want to say the first podcast is a special podcast because not only is it the first podcast, we've got a Q&A with my good friend Charlie Hunt. He basically got in touch with me the other week and he said, Alex, why don't we do a Q&A? I'll ask you some really stupid questions and you can do some answers. So we actually had to do this twice because the first time round we did some longer questions and answers and I was somewhat rambling. So Charlie phoned back and said, well, why don't we do it again? And so we did some more quickfire questions. So I've done a little bit of an edit on this one, so you can obviously get a bit of variety in there. But anyway, just before we get to that, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the format of the podcasts and sort of what I've got planned, really. So in terms of like the length, I want the podcast to be about half an hour in length. I don't think any longer is going to benefit your ears, to be honest with you. There's always going to be a little bit of music at the beginning. I'm not too sure at this stage if I've put on the music that I've written along with Sam Mercer. Shout out to you, mate, if you're listening, and Mark Warren, my bandmates. Sam sort of got together with me and he sort of said, well, why don't we write some jingles? Why don't we write some music for your YouTube channel? So it features him on piano and guitar and other instruments. I think that might even be a kazoo, and of course yours truly on drums and Mark on guitar. So I don't know if that's been put on this podcast, but if it has, great. If it hasn't, I've actually used some gospely music because obviously I wanted to make a statement, guys, with the first intro music. Anyway, so we'll always have a quick introduction and like a few announcements at the beginning. Hopefully no longer than 5 minutes, and then obviously we'll get into like the main topic for conversation. So actually, I was going to release a podcast on like the lessons I learned in my 20s. That I wanted that to be my first podcast, but as I say, Charlie got in touch and I thought, do you know what? Actually, no, we'll do a Q&A now. We'll do this one for the first podcast to kind of get you sucked in. Actually, to be fair, I'm fully aware that people will be listening to this and be any one point might be switching off, thinking, nah, you know what? I enjoyed a couple of videos, but podcasts, nah, it's taking it one step too far. But anyway, thank you for your support so far. Actually, that's what I wanted to say. Like any of you that have liked, commented, subscribed, shared, given me feedback. I think we're going to have to do guess the comment. We'll have to have a section on the podcast of guess the comment. I can maybe hand out some prizes, a couple of gold stars. But no, so in all seriousness though, it's really nice for you to get in touch with your feedback. It's obviously only going to help me improve the channel. And whatnot. I've actually felt the pressure a little bit this week. So last Sunday I released the Day in the Life video during the lockdown, and I secretly knew at the time. I thought, yeah, I think this is going to stick. I think people are like this because I don't know if this is very narcissistic of me, but I actually found it funny watching it back as well. Just because obviously I'm just so ridiculous and. it's quite silly, isn't it? Basically, but I thought it would stick, and it's had a really good reaction, so that's great. I mean, the stats are absolutely through the roof for that one. And in fact, I'm actually going to release a little bonus video alongside this podcast and the ski highlights this Sunday, just talking to you about the stats. So for those of you that want to kind of understand a bit more about YouTube, so check that one out. I've actually basically just figured how to record on the computer, the screen. So well, basically, I think that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, just obviously stay tuned every Sunday at 7 o'clock. At 7 p.m. I'm going to release content. Obviously, it's up to you how you digest it. But going forward, I think it's going to be rough. The rough format will be one video and one podcast every Sunday. Obviously, if I can up the amount of videos, that's great. Maybe some weeks there'll be just a podcast or just a video. Some weeks, obviously, I'll probably plan to take a holiday here and there. But pretty much every Sunday, you're going to get a podcast and a video. That's my aim for you guys. But anyway, I think that is enough of me, giving you a nice big long introduction as usual. I'm fully aware that I do like to ramble, and you're probably going to get 30 minutes of me just saying, you sort of, basically. So anyway, without further ado, enjoy the conversation between Charlie and I. It's a little bit DIY. He called in and I figured out how to record it on the laptop. So I hope the audio works for you. And, I'll speak to you next week. So actually one other thing. I just realised I was supposed to say hello cats and kittens. Oh, damn it. From Carol Baskin. If you've been watching Tiger King with Joe Exotic, I don't know what you think, but I certainly think Carol, I think there's quite a few question marks over her. I mean, did she murder her husband? I think she might have done, But I'm only alleging. I'm not saying she did, because obviously, I don't want to get myself in trouble. But anyway, great programme. Absolutely brilliant programme. Love it. Love the memes. Been sharing so many memes with a few friends, especially Ryan and Caitlin. Absolutely love that, guys. Yeah, love it. Love it. Anyway, I'm already rambling already. So once again, I will speak to you next week. Have a good week and enjoy the Q&A. Here we go. Here comes some silliness. Well, joining us live, he's live on the other end of the phone, is my oldest friend in the world. He has been a friend of mine even before birth. You may be asking how. Basically, we were friends when we were... Sorry, I'm already laughing because this is ridiculous. We were friends with each other in our mum's tummies. Our mums met at pregnancy classes. So he is literally my oldest friend. And he's been a close ally. We've known each other for many years. I'm now repeating myself. But he's a top bloke. And I think you're going to really enjoy the conversation. In fact, this was Charlie's suggestion, by the way. Well, there we go. I've already introduced his name. I'm trying to avoid saying his name until we get to the good bit. But I'd like to welcome none other than Mr. Charlie Hunt. Okay, mate.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not too bad, mate. You're a little quiet. I hope the listeners are going to be able to hear you.
Hello.
Hello, mate. There we go.
Hi, Alex. How's it going?
I'm not too bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. So I've been listening to the weird and wonderful world of Alex Lewis in your prowess online, and just thought it would be nice to really bring out your quirkiness and maybe probe you with some questions to express that a bit more.
Okay, I'm all ears, mate. you know me. I'm all ears. But no, I mean, that's very kind of you. Firstly, very kind of you. So, I don't know what you've got. Planned or
I've got
anything like that.
A ridiculous mash of random weird questions, and I'm just interested to hear what your thoughts on them.
Oh my god! I can't. This is the thing. I can't promise anything good at this stage. I mean, I've just had a nap for an hour, and I don't know if to be honest with you, at the best of times, I don't think I'll be any much good anyway. So anyway, I'll just leave it in your capable hands.
Okay, so first question, what do you think of garden gnomes?
Garden gnomes, they're like, I don't know really.
Do you find them freaky?
They're quite friendly looking. They're kind of. I don't think they're a thing anymore. Well, I guess they're a thing. Like maybe it's an older sort of thing. I don't see many garden gnomes about these days.
Well, yeah, not unless you were born before 1940. But I think garden gnomes. People's attitude towards garden gnomes represents whether you're sort of a positive or negative person, maybe. But
oh right.
Okay, we'll keep going. Number 2, who's your favourite sibling?
Oh, this is. I can't really, for a person that likes to be. If I had to, if my head was on the slate, I would probably say. Everyone else is going to kill me for this. It's a toss. No, I'll probably just say Eddie. That's probably a safe bet. Eddie Lou.
There you go.
Yeah,
winner.
Eddie Lou.
If you had a week to spend £1 million, how would you spend it?
Well, be one hell of a party, mate. £1 million. I would probably just throw a massive party.
One massive party where?
One humongous party. Actually, with weather like this, I would probably get Southsea Castle, which is overlooking the sea, overlooking the Isle of Wight. In fact, actually, I know what I do.
You wouldn't hire out the Vitality.
Unfortunately, not for 200, not for 250 quid anymore. But that's ridiculous.
£1 million to spend.
£1 million to spend. No, I would hire out. There's you can hire these fortresses out in between like Southsea and the Isle of Wight. And you can hire. I think they cost 40 grand. So you'd still have to really, throw the money at it. So
I would be DJing. It would be, you can book anyone you want for a
night. Well, other than Wilf Lewis, Wilf Extraordinaire, big up Wilf Hertz. I would who would DJ? I don't know. God, Louis Theroux, maybe.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you last tell a lie? What was it?
That's a really good question actually, because I lie every day. Actually, that's not a good thing to say, is it? I lie every day. Oh God, you really got me. I don't know what to say. When did I last lie? I think it might have been. No, I don't know. I don't, in fact, no. That is a lie, because I do know, but I'm lying. It's like that's
there
a bit.
You go.
It's a bit of a double bluff. So just then, there we go. Just then, yeah.
Okay, fine. Name a favourite guilty pleasure song, like one that you're really embarrassed that you really wouldn't play when anyone else is there, but you love to sing in the shower or when no one else is there.
Shania Twain, "Man, I Feel Like a Woman."
Brilliant. When did you last put a suit on? When did you last wear a suit?
A full suit, like with the blazer, or kind of like without the blazer, or.
I don't know.
Well, actually, no. Friday. I had dressed down Friday, so Thursday would have been Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday. Yeah, dressed down Friday. What do you mean? You had shirt tie on Thursday. What was that for?
Oh, that was just for work, basically.
Work.
Yeah.
What, at home?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. Where's the weirdest or most awkward place you've had a poo?
Oh my God. I suppose I've just got to have to say this, haven't I? Basically, on my, I think I was going to say 18th birthday. I think it was 21st birthday. I think we were down in Bournemouth, and I'm so sorry to the owner of the Bournemouth Pitch and Putt in the city centre, because after a night out, it might have been in the ninth hole. So yeah.
In the ninth hole.
That's quite embarrassing. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna get hounded now. Yeah.
What's the most traumatic experience of your life? Genuinely scared, worried, traumatic. You're in a situation where you're high anxiety.
Actually, I was just, it's funny, I was speaking about this with Eleanor early this morning, and she'd had a big, really, really bad dream, a recurring theme. And basically, it's about my recurring dream of the naughty penguin from Wallace and Gromit. Um, Basically, like, I've conquered the dream now, but basically, it would be the naughty penguin with it's like he would come out of my mum and dad's bedroom, like in this dark corridor, and he's like, it'd just be his beady eyes that would kind of appear, and it would. I don't know. I just had a recurring theme. Even now, I kind of like goosebumps a little bit. But yeah, so it'd be the naughty penguin from Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, what's his name? He's got a name, hasn't he?
The naughty penguin? No, I don't know.
Feathers McGraw.
Is that his name?
That's his name, Feathers McGraw. I just looked that up. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
well, now that you've said his real name, like it doesn't sound, for some reason he doesn't sound so like intimidating anymore.
No, well, he puts a rubber glove on his head, doesn't he, when he's going undercover or something? I think at one point. He's got his marigold on his head.
I saw this. I saw this. One of the pub quizzes names you can do is camouflage condoms, which
Brilliant.
which cracked me up.
Okay, Alex, you've got roughly 1 minute, and I'm going to time you. Talk me through how you'd explain how babies are made to an 8-year-old.
Oh, mate, do you remember? Oh, I don't know what it was called, but do you remember that thing that we used to read? There was a book that basically Mummy and Daddy would like lie on a skateboard together. Do you ever remember?
Right. No, I don't. But right, so an 8-year-old has asked you, and you're responsible. Their parents have given you permission. You're responsible for telling an 8-year-old how babies are made.
For sex education for an 8-year-old. I would, yeah. Well, to lift the same story from the book, I would probably just sort of say Mum and Dad like to go on the skate.
No, go on, talk me through it. So I'm an 8-year-old. Alex, how do you make babies? How are babies made?
Well, Charlie, let me sit you down. Let's just spend a couple of minutes to kind of talk this through. Now, Charlie, there's men and women in the world. There's boys and girls. There's cats and dogs. There's yin and yang, and basically, what happens is a new person is created when Mummy and Daddy have a really big cuddle together, and they can have a cuddle anywhere. They can do it whenever they want in the day, and they have.
If I have a cuddle with Mummy, will that make a baby?
No, because it's only really mums and dads that can do the cuddling. It's only really a thing that you can do when you're an adult. You're usually about 16 or above. So you can just have.
Above. We're 14 years too late then. Anyway, okay. Okay. Who would you like? Moving on. Who would you like to play you in a Hollywood movie of your life?
Oh, great question. It would either be Jude Law, because he's just British, although I don't think I'm as good looking as him. I think it would be someone like, I was going to say Harrison Ford. I think that's just probably my aspirations.
Brilliant. Do you know what? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, fair play. Okay, right. Bear with me on this one. Right. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 1,000. Okay?
Yeah.
Firstly, right, I'm only allowed to answer higher or lower. Firstly, you've got to guess how many guesses it will take you to get the number. And then you've got to guess it.
Jesus.
So how many guesses do you think? I'm only allowed to answer higher or lower.
Oh, mate, we could be here for a long time. This could.
Come on.
I reckon 19.
Okay, 19 guesses. Right, I'm thinking of a number. Go.
55.
Higher.
950.
Lower.
100.
Higher.
900.
Lower.
150.
Higher.
850. My maths is crap.
Higher.
Oh, it's higher?
Yeah.
Oh, so 875.
Higher.
899.
Lower.
Oh, I thought that dramatic pause. I thought I got it right. 880.
Higher.
885.
Higher.
889.
Higher.
891.
Higher.
Oh God, I need to be writing this down. This is my brain's working overload. 893.
Lower.
892.
Got it.
Yes.
That was 14.
Oh.
So you were modest. You got it quicker than you thought.
Close.
Okay.
Close. That was a good game, by the way.
Describe in detail your favourite pair of pants.
My favourite pair of pants. Well, firstly there would be boxers, not like big baggy boxers, but they would be.
So specifically, the ones that you've got, a pair of pants you own, your favourite pair of pants that you've got in your drawer.
Oh, they were Ben Sherman's, mate. Ben Sherman's. You can't go wrong with them. Like sort of dark navy blue with a nice kind of orange rim at the top, and it's got Ben Sherman across, and they're just cottony and just comfortable and nice, really.
Excellent. Okay, who was your first kiss?
Clella Hatch.
What did you want to be when you were younger?
I wanted to be a footballer.
Okay, best gig you've ever been to?
God, best gig. Yeah, probably Red Hot Chili Peppers at Reading Majeski Stadium.
Okay. You could sit with one person outside your relationship. Who would it be?
Oh my God, Liz Hurley.
Okay. Do you want children?
Pardon, sorry?
Do you want children?
Yes.
How many?
Either 2 or 4.
Scared of odd numbers, fair enough. Shirt and tie or shorts and flip-flops?
Shorts and flip-flops.
Okay, best present you've ever received?
Oh God, best present. God, you got me thinking now. Best present. It can't have been that good because I can't think of it. Best present. Oh, a drum kit when I was my first ever drum kit when I was about 8 or 9 years old.
Nice. Worst present you've ever given?
I think I can't say like what the present was because I can't remember, but I remember giving Christmas presents wrapped up in tin foil.
What was the last book you read?
Well, the last full book I read was Peter Crouch, How I Made It as a Footballer, I think.
Okay. Can you tell me all the ones that come off the top of your head straight away, all the nicknames you've had? Anything that anyone's ever called you as a nickname?
AGL for my full name, Alexander Gordon Lewis. AGB for Annual General Boner. That's from a New Year's party. Story for another time. Panda, because apparently I eat, sleep, and leave. Gourds, Ali Pally, Ali G. I think that's about it. Yeah. Gordo, of course. Yeah, of course, Gordo. Alka-Salsa, mate. Yeah, there's loads more. I used to think I never had any, but clearly I've got loads.
One standout regret, or if you had your time again, one thing you'd do differently, however small or big?
Oh God, this is quite close to the bone. Small or big? I probably would have never got into gambling.
Okay. Best holiday you've ever been on?
There's been a few. Best holiday would be we went to France as kids. I think I was about 13 or 14, and we went, and it was like a caravan park, a little bit like the In-Betweeners, but basically they had like a nightclub, and we could. It was the first time we kind of started drinking, and basically they served wine by like literally in half-pint glasses, and me and Bertie were like year 10 and he was year 8, and basically we went kind of nightclubbing, and I got really jealous because Bertie pulled this like 16-year-old like really hot Dutch girl who was massive with really big boobs.
Always Dutch. My holiday was love. So many Dutch go on holiday in France in the summer. Caravan parks. I met loads while I was out there as well. Yeah. Funniest person you know?
Oh, funniest person I know? Probably Matt Berry.
Okay. Your biggest man crush?
Biggest man crush? Oh, there's a few. Biggest man crush. It would probably be. There's a guy I met at the gym called Hugh, and there's
not even a celebrity. It's a guy you know at the gym. Brilliant.
There's some striking resemblances and similarities. So it's sort of almost like looking at a parallel universe of like me, but it's just really weird.
Marmite, love it or hate it?
Love it.
You ever stole anything?
Yeah.
What? When?
I used to steal. Well, oh my god. Well, look. Truth be told, I did steal a bulb of garlic from the co-op today because well, basically they're limiting them to like two items per person, and like I really like garlic, so I did actually just nick a third. So sorry, guys. Sorry.
Okay. Do you have any party tricks?
Yes, I can turn my eyelids inside out.
Brilliant. Okay. Your favourite body part of yours?
My beard.
Nice. Strong. Least favourite body part of yours?
It's my pectoral. I tore my pectoral. I was rescuing a cat, and I've torn my pectoral, so it's forever torn. I can't ever do anything like with the chest. So it would be my right pectoral.
Recognition of when you were a hero. Brilliant. You could be one person for a day. Who would you be?
One person for a day. Who would I be? I would be Boris Johnson.
Brilliant. Most memorable birthday?
Oh, it's got to be the birthday where I blew out the candles, and basically there was loads of like of the I don't know what you call it, like the dust or the the dusting on the top, and blew out the candles, and the whole thing just went like like that. It was a bit like a flame, like not flamethrower or whatever it was. Yeah.
The first single you bought?
I think it was. Oh my god! I think it might have been. I know what it was. It was for James Metcalf, Jammer, and I bought him a CD with "Whoa, we're going to Ibiza" and
Venga Boys.
the Venga Boys, and basically I got like not grounded, but I got banned from going to his house for a week because on the CD, like you could play the music video. It was like a CD-ROM, and basically the music video. I think in that CD. In that video, basically there's a person, like a topless woman, but like holding her boobs, and his mum thought that was really inappropriate.
Brilliant. I used to love it. I remember going to HMV. I think I remember going with my dad to HMV, and the first two singles I bought were OPM, Heaven as a Half Pipe, and Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag.
Oh, classics, mate, classics.
Can you remember the first album you bought?
Yes, it was Eminem. I think it was Marshall Mathers. It was on a tape.
LP2,
yeah.
I think that was mine too. Tattoo, what and where?
I'm one of these people that probably would never get a tattoo because I'm too indecisive and I don't know what I would get. But if I was to get a tattoo, it would be of a person. I quite like a person's face, or like an animal, like a face of an animal, maybe like a tiger, or something like that on the back of my like shoulder blades where I couldn't see it.
Carl Pilkington, genius or an idiot?
He's not he's not a genius because he's just being himself. So I would just say, by saying he's an idiot, it means like it demeans him, and I don't think he's an idiot. I think he's just a normal bloke, and he's just being himself. So I'm going to be really annoying and just say neither.
Okay, that's sort of all I've got at the moment. I could keep writing loads of these, but I think the general felt like it worked better.
Well, there we go. That was podcast 1, guys, with Charlie's Q&A. Just want to say a massive thank you to him for asking all the questions and obviously coming up with them, and then taking the time to speak to me twice to do this. So big up to you, son. Anyway, thank you so much as well for taking the time to listen to the podcast. I really appreciate your time. To take half an hour out of your day. So thank you for tuning in. Talking of tuning in, next week we've got lessons I learnt during my 20s. It's going to be just me next week. Maybe we'll have more guests in the future, who knows. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, support what I'm doing, and come along for the journey. And also, if you want to get in touch, obviously you can write a comment. You can send me a message on Instagram, Facebook. Obviously friends and family will have my personal number on WhatsApp and whatnot. So I love hearing from people, as well as if you don't know me personally, you can get in touch from my email, which is a.g.lewis@hotmail.co.uk. I hope I said that right. Anyway, you've been listening to podcast 1. Thank you and good night.